we have with us today Dave McGhee. Dave McGhee is the Vice President of Coaching at Buffini and Company. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
Well, thanks, James. Great to be here.
So you've been coaching me for, wow, probably over 4 years now, and you've really helped me both mindset and helped me steer the direction of the company. We're in a changing market. What do the agents need to do to tackle this changing market?
I think a couple things. Mindset is one of the things that you mentioned. So when we're coaching people, we focus really on three things. One is getting clarity about what you really want to accomplish. Two is perspective, and then third is process. And so I think as the market changes right now, probably the most important thing is perspective. Agents are used to the pace of the market that we've had over the last few years. And frankly, there are a number of agents that the only market they know is the seller's market. But if you take a step back and look at it, there's seller's markets, there's buyer's markets, and there's markets that are kind of in the middle. And so what we're going through now is nothing new. It's just different than we've experienced over the last 4 or 5 years, and particularly the last 2 years. And so I think the number one thing to overcoming the current change in the market is perspective. That this is not, the changing market is not bad, it just is.
I love it. I think, there's probably a little disadvantage to getting into the business in the last couple of years. I know I got in the business in the late 80s and then the early 90s, and that was a tough market, and I learned the skills how to combat that market early on in my career, and I think that helped. What are some of the things, the daily habits that agents need to do moving forward for the next year?
Right now we're working on 4 focuses for our clients, and that is we want them to generate more referrals, not just leads, but referred leads, because referred leads are a higher quality lead. If you're a buyer right now, it is tough to be a buyer. The cost of your home just went up for you, right? The interest rates went up. And so you want somebody who's committed not only to the process, but trusts you in that process. So that's referrals. So look for, every day connecting to your current clients, your past clients, and your sphere of influence, asking for who they know that you can help. The second thing that we want agents focused on is closing more deals. Now that may sound obvious, right? But make more sales. And what I mean by that is most agents get so caught up in the right now business, they forget they have a pipeline of people who have raised their hand at some point in the past and said that they want to do something. Well, you're going to find one of the biggest changes in this market. It's going to take longer for a buyer to identify themselves and get to close. So let's keep in contact with your potential clients and move people through the process, the pipeline, to get more closed sales. Because we're moving into a recession, we want our agents focusing on net income, not just gross income. What are some of the expenses that you can take off the table that are not returning a return on investment? And then lastly, believe it or not, we're asking our agents to take more time off because over the last couple of years, they've really been burning the candle because they've had to. And you can only do that so long. You have to have fresh energy. So whether it's a day a week or, looking for a long weekend, we're helping people to structure some time off.
Thank you. That is very important. A balanced life will help you achieve greater things. Talk about the Buffini philosophy of community, connection, care. I listened to the Brian Buffini mid-year bold prediction, and Lawrence Yun, the NAR economist, said something that, think of this as a long-term business. It's not a transactional business. I really gravitate towards Buffini because it's about relationships. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. So, our whole philosophy on doing business is that you're going to give value first, and then you're going to ask for what you need in return, and then you're going to be open to receive. So it's give, ask, receive. We're known as the calls, notes, and pop by people because those are the tactics that we have in our system. But there's really an overarching strategy, and you just mentioned it's contact, care, and community. So we want to be in contact with people who know us, like us, trust us, and want to refer us. Those are our current clients, our past clients, our business associates, and our sphere of influence. We want to be in contact with them. We want to, give value to them as we're contacting them. So when we're contacting, it's not necessarily like, hey, do you want to buy or sell a home? It's helping them where they're at right now. Maybe they need a gardener or a landscaper or, a financial planner. So how can I provide service to them through my database? and then ask them who they know that would benefit from using our services and be open to receive. The second component is care. And I really believe the differentiator for right now for a real estate agent is leadership. It used to be information. Back in the day before the internet, agents were the only ones who knew what houses were on the market. Now with the internet, we can all find out what house is on the market. Then it was pricing. Agents were the only one that could tell you what the pricing should be. Well, I can go onto any bank website right now and get pretty close to what my home would be worth or a home I want to purchase should be worth. So pricing's not it. Then it was access. I can get you in the door. With virtual tours the way they are right now, I can see just about any home I want to see. What agents bring to the marketplace is leadership, and a very big component of leadership is care. And so we want to put ourselves in position to care for our clients. And the way we do that at Buffini & Company is one of them's personal notes, but it's getting face-to-face with people and spending time, giving our highest value. Our highest value is time. So can we give time to people? And then community, I think, is an important part. And that is, we want to be the straw that stirs the drink. So we're going to bring people together in community. That may be through social media. It may be through a client party. It may be through a business mixer. I think if I were an agent right now, I would focus on two ways to build community. It would be with my business associates. So I'd host a quarterly business mixer with business owners in my database. And then I would be doing a bunch of housewarming parties. Anytime I sold a house, I would be doing a housewarming party, bringing all of my clients' community together where I'm in the middle of them and everybody's talking about me.
That's great. You're always a voice of reason and a wise counselor. So I appreciate that. Talk a little bit about the coaching and the successes you've seen with an agent that has never done coaching, and you bring them in under your wing and you see them flourish. What are the advantages of accountability and coaching?
Well, I think the first thing is the accountability, right? We all know what we need to do. But having somebody hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do is powerful, right? I think I mentioned we do three things in coaching. We get people really clear on what they want to accomplish. We help challenge their perspective and choose a perspective that's going to serve them in the current situation, and then put a process into place. And so I think that our clients earn on average 10 times what the average agent earns. And part of it is because they're very clear on what they want to accomplish. And that allows us to eliminate a lot of the distraction. I'm not going to chase every shiny object because I know what I want to accomplish. And then I have a perspective that serves me. Right now, a lot of people, their perspective about the recession is it's bad. That's just one perspective. You could choose to have the perspective that the recession is good, that a lot of agents are going to leave the business, and so there's less competition for you, that you're good at leadership, and so you're going to stand out above the average agent. So what perspective do you want to use in this marketplace? And then process. And I think that's probably the biggest key where that accountability comes in, is I've got a process that I follow consistently day in and day out, and then coming together a couple times a month to talk to the coach keeps me focused and back on to, did I drift from my process? Did I drift from what I really want to accomplish?
Thank you, Dave. Dave McGhee, you've been an inspiration to me, and you've certainly helped me along my journey. How do our agents get in touch with the Buffini coaching?
Well, we'd love to work with all of your agents, James, and if anybody wants to check if we're right for them, we'd be more than willing to offer a free business consultation. If you call 800-945-3485 and just tell the operator that you want a free business consultation, we'll be more than happy to take a look at your business and let you know how we can help you.
Well, thanks again. I know you're really busy, so thanks for spending your time with us today at the Sky Lounge studio.
My pleasure, James.